Hey there, lady. Are you 40 going on 15? Do you still date like you're in high school? Do you still think that thugs are the bee's knees? Well, I'm here to tell you that, hey, it's your funeral and there's nothing anybody else can do about it for the simple fact that you are the victim of your own bad decision making, and that doesn't mean everybody around you is the perpetrator, okay? When you gravitate to the perpetrators, of course, everybody around you is going to be that, but that doesn't mean it by face value. But no, go ahead, keep thinking that. I have issues with a lot of females in their 40s, me being in my 40s myself. And it's this whole thing where they are, how can we say, 40-something-year-olds still dating like they're 15. And what do I mean by that? You're still perpetually going after the wrong type of guy. And this is not a self-campaign video. This is just an astute observation. Because I'm tired of hearing about brothers getting complained about and this or that, or even with non-black women. We have this stereotype that we there to fix everything. That just because their skin isn't dark like ours, that by default is enough. Brothers, we gotta stop being cleanup men. I've said this before and I said this again. Okay? We gotta stop being cleanup men. We can't be fixing up other females' self-esteem. Not their appearance, because guys are slam anything, especially brothers. We got this reputation of being cleanup men, and thirsty is the desert. The desert, bro. Like, look at my situation. I'm recently single, and it's like this. She basically told me not to call her no more, and did I stutter? No, I didn't. Plain and simple. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. You will find somebody else. The only beneficial thing out of that, when I sit back and think about it, was a little bit of companionship and intimacy. But like I've been telling you, that's not enough. You want to build to something more like that. And it's just that once we got to that point where things were getting to that area, we went off into two different directions. She started really showing the immaturity that I just did not want to put up with. You don't constantly hang up on somebody just like that, like you're a child, because they're not paying you enough attention. What grown woman does that? Exactly my point. So here I am, and I've had this whole thing that I've been seeing. A lot of women that I've went to school with in high school, a lot of them in my age range, I see this whole thing. A lot of them are single more than married. And the preference in men has not changed. That's the one common fact I've seen. Their preference has not changed. They want who they want to do what they want. And it's like I see you do nothing but put up selfies and have the same mindset. Some people just have retreated into the corner. My friend over in the UK, she said something that is very, very, very on point, especially with the whole T.I. situation. When T.I. recently put it out there that women only want the guys who got a whole bunch of beep beep, the B word. So, which is definitely true. It's like a lot of them don't know, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they don't trust in their own judgment, or nobody's told them, nobody's pulling them down, sitting them down like, look, you've been down this path way too many times and the outcome has been the same, but yet you want what you want and it's not working for you. You gotta understand this difference between wanting what you want versus wanting what you need, and that is to fulfill your soul. I know it sounds preachy and pretentious, but seriously, fulfilling your soul isn't something like, oh my God, you know, I'm on some, how can we say that, some backpack poet shit? No, it's like this. You're supposed to be each other's peace. I know you've heard that before, and it stands true. You don't want to be somebody that's arguing with you all the time. But you gotta understand, you gotta stop creating the arguments by having these ridiculous lists of demands and having these attitudes that people are supposed to just say, look, okay, I'm just gonna put up with it. And you, just because you tell somebody that's the way you are, doesn't make it any less harsh. You know, I work with somebody like that. I will never work a shift with this chick again if I can help it. You know, I'm fresh out of training month, field training month. Still a lot I don't know. I got partnered with her. She had an attitude, didn't want to help, while being really condescending. And she said this line to me, which I didn't curse her out at the point, but I was looking at her like, I was like, trick, please. You say something to me like, oh, just, how the way I come off might be it's rude. It might sound rude, but it's just me being blunt. I'm like, no, I'm saying to myself, no, it's just rude. But I was like, yeah, go ahead. What you had to say? And never again. Never again. Now to this point that she just looks at me funny because I don't argue with females at work. I don't like arguing with them outside of work. And that's another thing I want to bring up. I wasn't fiery enough. Yes, I wasn't fiery enough towards her. Hurting her feelings to make her feel sexually. Yes, that is a thing, y'all. That is a thing. This is what I'm talking about. Being 40-something, acting and dating like you're a teenager. Like, who does that? You want me to put fire in your loins, in your heart, by disrespecting you and being very coarse and blunt to you unnecessarily, just because it turns you on. Grow the fuck up. Nobody has time for that nonsense. And I'm like, you know what? In the grand scheme of things, this whole situation, its outcome, and me just saying okay after she told me not to call her no more, it just basically shows that I'm at a different level in my life right now. As good as a weekly source of poon was, you know what's even more valuable? Your peace of mind. And me knowing with the forehand knowledge that there's somebody out there who can both treat me better and fuck me a lot better, Yeah, don't believe the stereotype about Dominican females. Not all of them are good at sex. It's the illusion of that booty popping, but once you get them in the bed, a lot of them, nope, not at all. A lot of them just, and it goes back to, a lot of them just think what I'm going to go back to with the whole thing about black men. It's either for a penis size, the stereotype about black men penis, and it's about us just being like, we had this reputation that we fuck anything. So you come at me with this thinking that you got to do the minimum. You got to do just the minimum to get the maximum from me. And if I don't give you the maximum, if I give you what you give me, it's a problem. Fuck that. No. You have to understand, you get what you give back. Okay? Especially to a person with intelligence. I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm intelligent enough to know this. If you doing half-ass, I'm not going whole ass on you. Why? Because I'm the male? No, screw that. This is why a lot of you females out here with this whole entitled sense of pride have this whole thing where y'all don't know how to handle a guy like this. This is why you're entitled. Because I don't know who taught you this, but you're not supposed to sit there and just take that. Your dad will tell you, if your dad really cared, he'd tell you. If your dad wasn't a simp, he would tell you that. Your dad would be like, look, I know what I went through when I was growing up, and this is how it was with your mother and I. It wasn't easy. You got to let these women hear it from a balanced perspective growing up, because otherwise, this is what you end up with. You end up with a bunch of entitled females out here tipping the scales, thinking they ain't got to lower their weight to compete, and they think they're entitled to the same type of men that a lot of women who got no children and got their youth and just got their act together without any children, any baby daddy drama. They think a lot of these women who got all that think they're on the same level. And if you don't see otherwise, you're the problem. You're a misogynist. You're shallow. I'm sorry. I'm in the health field. I'm not one of those health workers that go outside and smoke a cigarette. No, I see the ugliness of poor health firsthand. I went from cleaning up behind people of poor health to treating, transporting, and resuscitating people of that nature. Do you really, really think I want a female who's in poor health? Especially if we trying to build something together. Longevity, baby. Longevity. It's more than just looks, which are important, but it's more than just looks. Do you even care about that? I've done watched a lot of people I went to high school with die, man. Not just because of, it ain't because of the weight thing, it's because health overall. I'll be damned. I'm not picking you up. I'm not hurting my back. And I'm not going to watch you just go through that just because you lazy. And I'm not. You can get dick anywhere. Not from me. Because I'm a fury. I'm out. Peace.